Today's horoscope and tarot reading from Astrology Gemini, March 13, 2022. Today's transits stir a desire or need for change, and they can help you get in touch with deep passions or ambitions. There can be a lot going on beneath the surface today, as well as intense, exciting connections, personal revelations, and projects that motivate and thrill you. There can be sudden, revealing moments when feelings seem to emerge out of nowhere. Circumstances now tend to pull up new interests and affections, which motivate you to seek new ways of expressing yourself. It's easy to fixate on a specific topic or idea, which can be positive in moderation, but if overdone, tensions can ensue. Consider that guardedness of your privacy and unwillingness to explore more in-depth issues may be at the root of pressures now, and whether something you've swept under the carpet is better dealt with than avoided. In truth, there is excellent energy available to you for enjoying your private life and personal pursuits. What have you been secretly plotting behind the scenes? In addition to the moon in Pisces bringing emphasis to your sensually driven second house of comfort, luxuries, and values, urging you to indulge in the people, places, and things that bring you satisfaction, Venus is sitting together with powerhouse Pluto via your secretive 12th house of closure, dreams, and all things behind the scenes. Who have you been invoking via love spells and manifestation rituals? If you're already in a romantic connection, chances are you've been keeping things low-key for now, even if that means sneaking around for the thrill. If things get toxic, abort the mission. You will feel less self-focused and perhaps vulnerable. Magical Luna is fantasizing about money, imploring you to consider an alternative world where you have everything you need and feel secure in your ability to stabilize. These fantasies are possible, but likely not without structure. If you want to work towards financial freedom, step away from the idealistic lunation towards a realistic mentality. Ask yourself what you can do to begin securing your assets. The moon's departure from your income sector today might bring the new moon of the last few days to a close, but this has been the prelude to something a lot more potentially game-changing. The moon leaves you with a sharp nose for money and plenty of forward momentum, just as an alignment between the sun and lucky Jupiter is set to expose even more options. Your left brain and right brain working together. It's simply amazing. Sure, that gray matter dichotomy is something of a cliché, but in this case you just can't argue with success. So stop analyzing and enjoy. You are a delightfully flexible person at times, and the planetary energy at play makes this one of those times. To emphasize this quality, consider paying special attention to stretching out your hips and legs. When you feel strong physically, your true nature shines through. Cut back on the caffeine intake regularly. Substitute peppermint or chamomile tea to strengthen your nervous system. Don't let conventional thinking hold you back on this day. Even if you're usually a real stickler for the rules, allowing yourself to reach beyond the confines just once in a while can bring so much to your well-being. Be daring and explore all of the options, no matter how obscure. Chances are you might just find the perfect solution to a problem, or an ideal method of tackling a current project. If you always stick to the known and safe, expansion and growth will take far longer than it needs to. While Venus and Mars only returned to Aquarius 6 days ago, they have been aligned for 4 weeks as they begin to separate today. Held back to Mars' speed after having to come to a standstill in order to turn direct, Venus is starting to pick up the pace and inch ahead. The planets with the will and the means to make things happen will remain in Aquarius for several more weeks, but from today are starting to take a divide and conquer approach. Venus is moving ahead, looking at what you want from the future, while Mars is following behind with the drive to make things happen. The moon's departure from your romantic sector has wrapped up one of its most important visits for the year, at least so far. These romantically charged lunar vibes have been the first since Venus, the planet of love, returned to Aquarius last weekend, and it comes just as an alignment with Mars ends. This has added fuel to Venus and Mars' mission to fire up your romantic passions and fighting spirit. Your tarot reading for today. Justice, Wheel of Fortune and Strength. You are in a transition period during which many things could change in your life. The cards suggest a break between the past, present and future. You know, when we speak of evolution, it is not always easy to see which things will be due to luck, and which, on the other hand, are merited. Today's cards show your efforts bearing fruit, and I think at the end of the month of March 2022, you might see chance tipping in your favor. From now on, the astral climate is on your side, and you have the potential to reach your goals. On the emotional level, the cards suggest the presence of a man by your side. This is a person you trust and who you are really interested in. It seems that this favorable period will allow you to get even closer to this man with whom you could create sustainable links. However, there is no success without sacrifice, and to succeed in your goals, you will have to cross an obstacle that today represents a significant challenge for you. In the past, you have leveraged your potential and used all the facets of your personality, but the cards show that at the same time, you have developed anxieties and fears that slow down your personal development. These doubts represent a considerable challenge now that you are entering a favorable period. You must believe in yourself and stretch yourself to the utmost in order to fully achieve your potential in March 2022. You should be able to count on the presence of a person of your age, a caring and understanding friend who has always been there for you. You must know who it is. Our eyes in the sky. They'll only snap if they feel like they're being controlled. So, don't try to control other people's actions. Give them a chance to make their own decisions in your discussions. They will make the right choices on their own terms. And please just ignore anyone's snide or hurtful words. To this point, we've been hands-on and trying to make relationships work at all costs. Now we're taking a step back and allowing matters to unfold naturally. When it comes to how we express our affection, it won't be with a declaration of love that we yell from the rooftop. We'll choose to express ourselves with acts of kindness and service to those we care about, who will then see our truest heart. Asking for advice from a trusted source regarding our finances will prove helpful, as they will be able to give us insight and information on the best ways in which we can boost our capital and dividends. On the emotional front, this astrological energy will bring new life to our romantic situations and partnerships. That will make it hard for us to make decisions. Instead of moving forward, it's a good time to reflect on the investments before we commit fully to making them. The lesson of the day is to slow down and to contemplate as to what the best choices for us will be. Seeking advice will be beneficial, as long as it's a trusted source who we know won't lead us astray from the best opportunities and results. So, don't try to control other people's actions. Give them a chance to make their own decisions in your discussions. They will make the right choices on their own terms.